begin with introduction, Islamic capital market and conventional capital market are two forms of capital promotion that practice in Malaysia. Capital market helps the country to bring more money because they allow investors to take part in the economy whether it's follow Sharia law or not. When it comes to the capital market from an Islamic perspective, it's not only necessary to adhere to Sharia but also to avoid prohibited action. According to Bank Negara Malaysia, Malaysia's Islamic capital market is divided into a primary market where Islamic government security and Islamic corporate security are exchanged, and the secondary market where Islamic government notes and Islamic debt security are sold. Okay, what is Sukuk? Sukuk Sharia compliant financial instrument have been issued on the Islamic capital market. Sukuk are separate from other type of security issued by governments or corporation. They are similar to bonds and stock in that they are issued as kind of investment capital to back commercial or industrial endeavors.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad HILMI bin ROSLI, entry number 282076. I will explain about the importance of Sukuk market. The importance of Sukuk market for companies. The Sukuk market is an important source of financing for companies and government as it provides alternative ways to raise capital that is comply with the Islamic financial principle. Islamic finance is based on principle of Sharia or Islamic law which prohibited the charging of interest. Meanwhile, the bond market which rely on the payment of interest. Next, Sukuk are similar to the bond that they represent the debt obligation but they are backed by the physical asset or ownership of the specific project or business activity. Instead of paying interest, investors in Sukuk receive a share of the profit generated by the underlying asset or business activity. In addition to providing an alternative source of financing, the Sukuk market also offers investor unique investment opportunity. Investing in Sukuk can provide investors with the exposure to the different set of risks and return compared to the bond investment. The importance of Sukuk market for the financial institution. Financial institutions can also use the Sukuk as a tool for managing their own funding and liquidity needs. Many financial institutions hold Sukuk in their investment portfolio as a way to diversify their sources of funding and managing their liquidity. The Sukuk market can provide financial institutions with the opportunity to tap into the new sources of funding and investor. The Sukuk market is relatively small compared to the global bond market, but it is growing and it is increasing, attracting investors around the world. The Sukuk market can also help financial institutions to better serve their customer and clients who follow the Islamic financial principle. By offering the range of the Sharia-compliant financial products and services, financial institutions can better meet the need of their customer and client who may not be able to access traditional financing product due to the adherence to the Islamic financial principle. The importance of Sukuk market for Malaysia. The Sukuk market in Malaysia is an important source of funding for the both government and private sector. The government has regularly issued Sukuk to finance its development project and infrastructure, while the private sector companies have also increasing turn to the Sukuk market as a source of financing for their operation. In terms of type of Sukuk available in market, Malaysia have devised range of Sukuk investment. This include asset-based Sukuk which backed by specific assets such as real estate or infrastructure project, and base asset Sukuk which is backed by the pool of assets such as a portfolio of stock or bond. Malaysia also has a Sukuk that are structured as Murabahah Sukuk, which involve the sales of goods at the profit margin agreed upon by the buyer and seller, and the Ijarah Sukuk, which involve the leasing of assets up to the investor. The Sukuk market in Malaysia is an important source of financing for the infrastructure project in the country, which many major infrastructure projects which being funded through the issuance of Sukuk. For example, Kuala Lumpur International Airport 2, KLIA 2 project which is expanding of the existing Kuala Lumpur International Airport. KLIA was the financed through the issuance of Sukuk worth 4 billion ringgit Malaysia. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Ruzieyane binti Rudy with metric number of 279147, and I will present the development of Sukuk. Nowadays, Sukuk is an Islamic capital market tool. Sukuk is the preferred investment option for corporate and institutional investors in Malaysia because it has world-class Islamic financial infrastructure and a strong Sharia legal framework, comprehensive capital market rules, and tax policies that benefit both Sukuk issuers and investors. Among the features that shows the development of Sukuk in Malaysia are type of Sukuk, growth of Sukuk, Sukuk and economy development, and sustainability of Sukuk. First of all, I would like to explain types of Sukuk. There are 6 types of Sukuk. The first one is Ijar Sukuk that indicates equal share ownership in rental real estate or the acquisition of property of real estate. Second one is Musyarakah Sukuk, which is a profit and loss sharing instrument in which the profit is divided in a specific ratio agreed upon by the partners while the loss is shared in accordance with each partner's capital or investment ratio. The third one is Mudarabah Sukuk, which is an agreement between two parties in which one of the parties, Rabul Mal or capital provider, and Mudarib. Mudarib will operate the capital and the profit will be distributed according to the agreed upon ratio, but the loss will be carried alone by the capital provider. Fourth one is Mudarabah, which is selling of products at a price that includes the purchase price plus a profit agreed upon by the contractual parties. The fifth one is a Salam Sukuk, in which two parties agrees to sell and buy the underlying asset at a later date for a price established and paid in full today. The last one is Istinaq Sukuk, which is a contract for the creation of goods and commodities that provides for cash payment in advance and delivery later, or payment in the future and delivery in the future. Next, I will present about the growth of Sukuk. Malaysia has become the largest Sukuk market in the world, accounting for 67% of worldwide Sukuk amassed between 1996 and 2004. The government has also set an aim for Islamic banking assets to account for up to 40% of overall sector assets by 2020. Despite rapid expansion, Malaysia still has a lot of opportunities to enhance credible Islamic financial solutions. The Sukuk market in Malaysia is becoming more inventive and complex. Other nations with the potential to grow and extend Sukuk include Pakistan, Singapore, Brunei, and possibly Hong Kong. For Sukuk and economy development, Sukuk has proven to be an Islamic financial security that plays a key role in ensuring and promoting financial stability in the global economy. The Sukuk Al-Ijarah, which was issued for the first time by the government in July 2002, is based on real estate assets traded in international market. Furthermore, I will also explain sustainability of Sukuk. The Sukuk market experienced a surge in activity in the first quarter of 2015 with several issuers, cross-border operations, and innovative issuance. Prior to this, the market suffered a 50% drop in 2008 as a result of subprime mortgage crisis. The financial crisis had a major negative influence on the growth of Sukuk market because of the drop in Sukuk issuance during the crisis year. After the crisis pace of Sukuk sales end, there was a 5% cumulative return for positive Sukuk issuance, making Sukuk stockholders wealthy. However, conventional bonds dropped more than Sukuk. During the 2007 and 2008 financial crisis, Islamic banks boost their usage of Sukuk to offer liquidity and mobility for bank resources. In order to make Sukuk more comprehensive in Sharia compliance, financial specialists and Sharia scholars must collaborate.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Erika Sari AL with the metric 2747192. In here, I want to tell the further my part different from the Sukuk and the bonds. In here, Sukuk and bond are the both from a debt instrument with the primary purpose of financing economic activity, but they are the distinct important aspect. The Sukuk, also known as the Islamic bonds, and the financial instruments that are compliant with the Islamic law and are issued for the generate capital in the manner that they consist with the Islam. The principle, however, born on the debate by the instrument that government on the company issue to the public in order to finance the operation. Sukuk refers to legal tender issue in the according with the Islam. A bond is like a loan in the Western finance. The key difference from the between the bonds and the Sukuk is that the indicate or the ownership via a beneficial interest in the underlying asset rather than debt. No bonds and Sukuk about the significant claim or to ownership for tangible item on the fractional interest. And in the larger pool of the Sukuk and the Islamic financial certificate that verified by the ownership of the asset. Just as a bond do in the conventional financial system, the primary feature that sets a Sukuk apart from the bond is the conformity with the Islamic law and the visit prior the charging on the paying interest. A Sukuk is a kind of the Islamic bond. Instead of paying interest over reward according to the performance on the underlying asset, bonds imply debt to an enterprise and making the bond the creditor, whereas the Sukuk show personal ownership of the asset. Sukuk versus bond, the will traditional bonds and Sukuk do have some similarities. There are also some significant variant the similarities. Okay, in it I want to tell you some about the Sukuk and the bond. Okay, indeed the first we have the difference from Sukuk and bond. In contrast to bond, Sukuk involve asset the ownership, and the Sukuk can appreciate the value in the asset supporting them increase, unlike bond whose yield is the partly based on their interest rate. And Sukuk backing assets are the halal as the opposite to the bonds, which are the frequent riba and my final film that do not adhere to Sharia law with the speculation. While the valuation of the Sukuk is based on the value of the asset backing, its price of a bond is mostly affected by its credit rating. And I want to tell again, Sukuk is the Islamic bond. The item that serves as the foundation for the Sukuk must adhere to Sharia law. And for the Sukuk, based on the market, the value of the underlying asset, their value of the Sukuk is determined. And the market performance of the asset on the other side affects Sukuk holder higher cost, like the lower earning and vice versa, dividing resembling. And the for bond, defined resembling bond using the traditional any asset, project, business, or joint venture. The complement with the local rules might be financed by the bonds, and the credit card of the issue determine the bonds is the face value, and the bondholder are not the risk from the asset function of the company cost.
As a conclusion, Sukuk is a pool investment vehicles that help publisher raise money while also satisfying investor financial goals by providing alternative investment that are in accordance with Sharia law and may provide stable returns across a range of risk and maturity terms. Sukuk helps banks better manage their liquidity and balance sheet. Besides insurers and investors, the Sukuk market also benefit those who handle money for customer in accordance with Sharia law. In addition, increasing the capital market's liquidity, Sukuk increase the number of assets that may be traded. To conclude that, in banking and financial sector, bonds and Sukuk are function differently. From what has been said on previous part, it is clear that Islamic value are incompatible with conventional ties. This implies that interest exists in conventional bond, which some scholars believe bond have riba. As everyone knows, riba is forbidden by Islamic Sharia law.